Good morning. My name is Lila Valachi, Principal of St. Mary Catholic Academy. It is my distinct honor to welcome our special guests, the Honorable Mitzi Hunter, Minister of Education, and Christina Martins, Member of Provincial Parliament for Davenport. I would also like to welcome senior staff from the Toronto Catholic District School Board, Rory McGuckin, Associate Director of Education, Nick Davella, Superintendent of Student Success, John Wuyak, Superintendent of Area 5, Catherine Moynihan, Student Success Resource Teacher, Victor Mio, Vice Principal of St. Mary Catholic Academy, Vince Reale, our Schism teacher here at St. Mary Catholic Academy, and all the students that we have from St. Mary Catholic Academy. At this time, I would like to invite Rory McGuckin, our Associate Director, to bring us greetings from the Toronto Catholic District School Board.
Thank you, Lila, and I just want to say a big warm thank you to the St. Mary Catholic Academy community for welcoming us today and welcoming this intrusion into their busy learning. It's great to go to schools to see students who are very active participants in their own learning. On behalf of the chair of our board, Angela Kennedy, and the trustee for this ward, Barbara Poplawski, who send their regrets, as well as our director of education, Angela Gauthier, I'm delighted to bring words of welcome. At Toronto Catholic, we have 61 specialist high skills major programs in our 30 schools, and we are one of the leaders in the province with the schisms as they're known. This allows students to explore specific career paths, to immerse themselves with hands-on experiential learning, and it helps pave the way to post-secondary endeavors, whether it be through apprenticeship programs, college, university programs, or directly into the employment field. Here at St. Mary Catholic Academy, the Specialist High Skills Major Transportation Technology program has allowed students to be very successful and has connected many students to apprenticeships once they graduate from St. Mary. Student success continues to rise at this school. Student success is a shared goal for all of us here, the students, the staff, and parents at St. Mary, as well as the board and, in partnership, the provincial government. We are very pleased that our friends from the provincial government are here to witness engaged learning in action. I've had many previous opportunities to be at gatherings such as this with the Minister of Education, who really, as you've seen, rolls up the sleeves and gets right into any endeavor that she tackles. So we're very, very honored to have Mitzi Hunter here with us today. It's now my pleasure to introduce Christina Martins, who, as previously mentioned, is the Member of Provincial Parliament for Davenport. Christina was elected in 2014, and she currently serves as Parliamentary Assistant to the Minister of Economic Development and Growth. MPP Martins has a wide breadth of experience, including over 15 years in the pharmaceutical industry. She's also former president of the Federation of Portuguese Canadian Business and Professionals. On behalf of the Toronto Catholic District School Board and St. Mary Catholic Academy, I'd like to welcome Christina Martins. Christina?
Thank you very much, Mr. McGuckin, for introducing me. It is wonderful to be here and to be back here at St. Mary's Catholic Academy. I wanted to thank Principal Valachi for hosting us here today, as well as Vice Principal Mr. Mio, and everyone here, and all the staff and all the students that are here with us this morning. I'm very passionate about education, especially in our community. I grew up in Davenport and am a product of the Toronto Catholic District School Board, having gone to St. Rita's here in the riding and also to Loretto College just up the street from here. One of the things that we have all noticed is that this world is always changing, now so more than ever. In Ontario, we were preparing kids for jobs that we didn't know would exist when I went to school. And it wasn't really that long ago, I promise you. Now that I have two young boys, also with the Toronto Catholic District School Board, I want them to have all of the tools to succeed and truly have the best lives possible. I think that's something that every parent can agree on. That's why I'm so proud to be here today and to be able to introduce Minister Mitzi Hunter. Minister Hunter has always been involved in building up communities through a thoughtful, innovative perspective. As the former CEO of the Greater Toronto Civic Action Alliance, Mitzi worked to solve some of our toughest social, economic, and environmental challenges. Now, as Minister of Education, Minister Hunter is showing that Ontario can and will provide the tools for our children to succeed, no matter what they choose to do in life. And with that, I would like to welcome Minister Hunter to the podium.
Thank you so much, Christina, and it's always wonderful to be here with you in Davenport and to see your passion for your community. I really want to thank everyone for welcoming me here to St. Mary's Academy, and Egidio and Valerie, who helped me pick up a tool this morning, and it was very exhilarating, especially changing a tire. You know, it's really wonderful for us to be here to talk about how we're really focusing on the education system and 21st century learning. And, you know, I want to thank you, Principal Valachi, for the passion that I see on all of your walls as I walk through the hallways and just, you know, what this school is about. I'd like to welcome everyone here who has joined us for this morning's announcement. And we know that vibrant communities and a prosperous society are built on the foundation of a strong education system here in Ontario. And in Ontario, I'm proud to say that we have a world-class, publicly funded education system. Time and time again, international studies have recognized our success and our innovation. And while we acknowledge our achievements, we also know that there is always more that we can do to make our great education system even better. Our focus has been on how to best prepare our students for this constantly changing and globally interconnected world. In fact, it's no longer enough to ensure that our students have the skills to succeed now and in the future. In the face of changing times, our students need wider ranges of skills and knowledge to succeed. They'll also need to learn how to be resilient and adaptable in a world where the only thing that is constant is change. So, we need to ensure that students have the right skills and the right resources as they explore their future career opportunities in an increasingly complex job market. Today, we are taking a step forward in ensuring that students are able to thrive in an innovative economy. I am very proud to announce the launch of a series of career studies pilot projects. As part of this new initiative, we're working with our great educators and partnering with them as researchers to explore new ways of learning and teaching within the current half-credit career studies course. The pilots will include learning opportunities related to career and life planning, entrepreneurship, digital literacy, and financial literacy. And if I can add, strengthening financial literacy among students remains a priority for the Ontario government. In fact, last year, I announced that instruction on financial literacy would be a mandatory part of the career studies course. And I'm so pleased that Prakash from the Toronto Youth Cabinet has joined us here today for this announcement. I am so amazed when our young people want to improve our education system and that you have that passion. Prakash and his team at the Toronto Youth Cabinet have been strong advocates to include financial literacy in the grade 10 careers course. And it's been a real pleasure, Prakash, to work with you and other young people as we move forward with revising the mandatory career studies course. So thank you. As part of the pilot projects, the focus of the educators' investigation will be on a new approach to the careers course that allows for the acquisition of skills and knowledge required by the new global economy, such as critical thinking, communications, collaboration, creativity, and entrepreneurship. These pilots are a great opportunity for our government to work closely with educators as researchers and as innovators. The feedback from these pilots will be instrumental in forming what the new careers course could be. This is consistent with a key recommendation that we heard from the Premier's highly skilled workforce expert panel, which encouraged us to ensure that our curriculum exposes students to a variety of learning pathways and opportunities. Each of the 29 educators was selected through an application process to participate in their own respective pilot project, which will run until June of 2017. The pilot locations represent the geographic diversity of the province, including participation from all 4 publicly funded school systems. I'm very proud to say that this is one of a number of initiatives that our government is undertaking to enable our students to succeed. So today we are at St. Mary's Catholic Academy, a school which provides a wonderful specialist high skills major program in transportation. And then, Vince, I want to thank you for the passion and the confidence that I see here in all of your students with the skills that they are learning in your classroom. So thank you so much. The Specialist High Skills Major Program is an award-winning initiative. So, as part of the highly skilled expert panel report, we're also looking at expanding Ontario's Specialist High Skills Major Program over the next 4 years to expose more high school students to the skills and the competencies needed in the workforce. There will be a focus on expansion in sectors aligned with the recommendations set out in the Highly Skilled Workforce Report, such as information and communications technology. We will also expand experiential learning by ensuring that every student has at least one meaningful experiential learning opportunity by the end of high school. In the K-12 school system, experiential learning allows students to acquire competencies that encourages them to develop as individuals and members of the society. In fact, I'm proud to say that much of what we do as a government is to empower students to reach their full potential. We do so in partnership with parents, with educators, and with communities to develop graduates who are personally successful, economically productive, and actively engaged citizens. I want to thank everyone for joining me here, for joining all of us here today. Thank you, students. You've done an extraordinary job. And with that, I'm happy to take your questions.
So, Minister, just so we understand how this works, is there a curriculum set out for financial literacy, or are each of these instructors running their own program, their own curriculum? Are they coming up with it as they go along?
So what's exciting about our announcement today is that we are working through these 29 pilots with educators who have gone through an application process to bring their expertise to this as we revise the careers course. So we're actually taking this period of time to gather the data from students, from the educators, so that it informs how we evolve the careers course moving forward. I've committed to ensuring that financial literacy will be a part of the revised careers course.
Well, that was a great exercise in obfuscation, but how are they going to figure out what they're going to teach? Do you have experts in that are going to come up with the curriculum, or are you guys just going to sort of pile it all together?
So as the curriculum material is developed, we actually have an online virtual learning portal that teachers are able to tap into and to have access to that material. The curriculum development process will take some time, but the importance of these 29 pilots is to inform the new career studies course.
It was almost a year ago you announced that the financial literacy was going to start. A year later, we're just having 9 courses in all of Ontario. At this pace, when do you expect it to across Ontario?
So when we look at financial literacy, of course, that is a very important skill that students need to have. And we've heard that directly from students. In fact, in 2011, Ontario revised its curriculum from grades 4 to 12 to include aspects of financial literacy right across those grade levels. What I announced last year in November was that we would make financial literacy a mandatory part of the grade 10 career studies course, which is exactly what we're doing. As we move forward with these pilots, financial literacy will be a core aspect of that, as well as digital literacy, innovation, and a careers pathways component for students to explore many different pathways of their careers in life based on their own inquiry and experience.
But I understand that. I was there in November, but we're a year later, we have 9 courses now. How long is it going to be taught before we're right across the province?
So we're actually looking forward to gathering the data that we will collect from these 29 pilots. It's very important that we do that as we shape to revise the new curriculum, which will include financial literacy. We're starting off with these 29 pilots. It's spread out right across the regions in Ontario, and we're looking towards getting the new revised careers course in place for 2018.
In the short term, what is something tangible that students will get over the next few months, besides, information for the province? What will students actually get?
Yeah, we're very excited about this. The educators that are participating as researchers in these pilot projects are also very excited about the learning, because one of the techniques that will be deployed is inquiry-based learning, which actually uses the students' own experiences and the things that they're curious about to explore deeper in their learning. And very practical examples, for instance, of how to approach a choice that they might make in terms of post-secondary education, for instance. Where would they choose to go? What region do they want to study in? What specific location for a college or a university? How much will it cost? Where will they choose to live? What type of housing? What type of tuition costs? Maybe taking into account the new OSAP, which offers students the possibility of free tuition. So they're able to actually look at those components, and as they prepare their budget and their plan, one of the key aspects of this is how long will it take? Will the student have to work or get a job? So these types of questions are very practical questions that students will be able to explore in the new course, and to be able to find answers to that as they ask those questions.
Minister, the religious accommodation in the Peel region has not been met very openly and warmly. There's been outbursts, there's been violent confrontations at some of the Peel School Board meetings. What's your reaction to that, and what can be done about that? People aren't entirely happy about the Muslim prayer, for example, being accommodated in schools and other.
What's important and this is why Minister Koto and I, we issued a statement this morning, because we want to be very, very clear that Ontario schools are places that must be beacons of equity and inclusivity. All students must feel that they belong in school and they feel safe when they're there. And when we look at issues of discrimination, Islamophobia, those are not tolerated at all in schools in our society. It's one of the reasons why we established the Anti-Racism Directorate, so that we can look at those types of situations. The religious accommodation is part of the Ontario Human Rights Code. It's part of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and it's also part of the Education Act. So we have to ensure that our school boards are complying with that, and ensuring that as we talk about these issues across our community, that we're very, very clear that we must respect the Ontario Human Rights Code. Providing religious accommodation is part of that. The Peel District School Board has been providing accommodations for quite some time now, and we wanted to really reinforce our support for that.
A few years ago, a politician ran on faith-based funding as part of their political platform. Is it time to revisit that?
Well, you know, I've confirmed that our systems of education that we have here in Ontario, we have 4 systems of education. We're very strongly committed to that. We have a very strong public education system in Ontario. It's an extremely successful system when you look at 85.5% graduation rate, and ensuring that we continuously invest in the system so that students are able to achieve their success. 95% of students in Ontario attend our publicly funded education system, and we're going to continue to support and grow our investments there.
The parties in the Niagara Catholic elementary school dispute are ignoring your calls to go to arbitration. How long have you want this for?
You know, I recognize the concerns of parents in the area. Any disruption to schools is of great concern. I have been in touch with the leadership at the Niagara Catholic District School Board, expressing the need for parties, and I'm actually calling all parties to get back to looking at resolving this agreement and moving forward. I would urge them to use all of the tools that are available to them, including arbitration. A provincial mediator has been involved in this process and continues to be available should the parties ask them to do so. And you know, I think we have to focus on what is in the best interest of the students in this community and ensure that everyone gets back to the table as quickly as possible.
Like a week, how long will you let it go?
You know, I know that you know, everyone is concerned about this situation, and we're continuing to work towards that. I'm monitoring it very, very closely.
Okay, thanks everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks, Valerie.